wanted to do a quick video. I'm out here by the chickens. We just processed the two rooster pens yesterday. So these are now, let me turn it around so you guys can see. These are the hens. Um, and it is 84 degrees right now. It's high at 86 today. Feels a lot hotter than that when the wind's not blowing, but as you can see from the tops of the trees, we got a good 5, 10-ish mile an hour breeze every now and then. So these chicken tractors, when we built them, you can see also, you can see the feathers. When it gets hot and the birds are about this old, you can see our little runt there, the most active of them all. When they get big, these guys are about 8 weeks old right now, or 9 weeks old, 8 or 9 weeks old. If it gets hot, they'll pull out their feathers like this. You can see the past 3 days it's been hot, and they'll groom themselves. And I'm assuming they're trying to get rid of their insulating feathers so that they can cool down better. So it's quite hot, it's quite breezy, which is nice. So we have the backs open. Unfortunately, though, we're getting a straight south breeze, so it's not going through the pens. When we built these chicken tractors, the roof sang in the middle. You can see I've got water pulled up in there, all along this roof on top of it. And it's about a 1/4 inch deep in the middle. And it is cool to the touch. I mean, I sprayed it from the hose, which had been sitting out in the sun. And the water in that hose is about 150 degrees, believe it or not. And I sprayed it on here, and within about 5 minutes, it's nice and cool. The wind is coming through, it's evaporating the water, and it's cooling the roof. That's a big thing that people say. I don't know if you can see it. I can't quite see it, but this roof is all full of water as well. I want to make sure it's sealed well so you don't get your chickens sopping wet. But I have misted them with the hose just to give them some relief. But one thing people say about a Joel Salatin chicken tractor is that you cannot use steel. It's too hot. The birds are going to overheat and die. That has not been our experience if you manage it well and if you have it ventilated properly, as we do here. The back needs to be open. Ideally, these sides would be on hinges as well, or removable, so everything flows through to cool the birds off. But you can see, I mean, these roofs of these shelters are completely covered in water, and this is going to evaporate over a few hours, probably like an hour and a half. So if it's really hot like it is now, I'll come and I'll flood the roof. But let's look at the chickens. You can see, focus. You can see they are panting. Right, not all of them, but I'd say half of them, especially the bigger ones, they are panting. And they pant like a dog because they don't sweat. And that's what they'll do when they're hot. Maybe we can show you in this one too. Show the birds. See them over, especially over by the water, they're panting. This girl right here, she's not, and her buddy is not. But that's how, well, let me switch around this way. That's how you know if they're hot. And it's stressful for them when it is hot. So I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can do to make it as least stressful as possible. So that's what I wanted to show you. Also, ideally, these shelters would have more shade. Our plan was to make this part shaded, but we figured it would be too heavy. So we didn't. So you can see, let me open this up so you guys can actually see what we're dealing with. There's about 73, 75 in each one of these pens. This is 12 foot long by 10 foot, and this roofing comes out 6 feet. So 6 times 10 is 60 square feet. So you're looking at like 0.8-ish square foot per bird. So when it's hot, they all want to be in here. So when they're older, it is packed. when it gets hot. So that is one thing. If you wanted to do a Salatin structure, build enough roofing like he does. I mean, you want to cover, if you can, 3/4 of the shelter with some sort of shade so that when it's hot like this, they can get out, they can get away from each other and cool down, because they pump out a lot of heat. So also the water is very important. Don't let your birds run out of water when it's 85, 90, 95 degrees. That's no good. They can go without feed, but if you cut off their water by accident for a few hours in the heat of the day, it's about 1 o'clock right now. Um, that can be devastating to a chicken. So I'm told. We haven't had that experience, but we've heard from people smarter than us that that is something that can happen. So I filled up these at 8:30 this morning. 1 o'clock now. They drank about 3 gallons each. I topped it up again. I'll be back here at about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock maybe, and they will have drank another 3 gallons. So they're probably drinking close to something like 8, 9, 10 gallons a day. So that is one thing. I wish we did have bigger reservoirs on top, like a 15-gallon tote, or not a tote, but 15-gallon barrel or something. Then you fill it once in the morning, and you know that they're set. I'd come out here and check them when it's this hot, but then you wouldn't have to spend 5 minutes and refill the buckets from a hose. But anyway, just wanted you guys to see. If you're just joining us now, this video will be up on my YouTube channel, but you can see the water pooled up on the roof, keeping the steel cool to the touch, keeping them as comfortable as possible. All right, that's it. Look at the clouds. Look at those clouds. Look how beautiful that is. Man, how lucky am I? 5 gallons a day, 8x8 pens with 30 in each. Yeah, that sounds about right. They drink a lot of water. It's incredible how much water chickens will drink. It really is. So yeah, so be thinking about your birds. If you're uncomfortable, think about your animals, make sure they're comfy, doing well. And if I do everything right, this shouldn't affect them much at all. We shouldn't have any losses from this, and we'll be processing these guys this coming Friday. So all right, that's it for me. I got an open house to go to, summertime stuff. We'll see you guys.